All right, guys. So let me just give you a synopsis on Batman v Superman very quickly. This movie, it rates somewhere between a 7 and an 8 by most people, from what I've seen on the ground to people who have been online and doing things in terms of data. The other thing I want to tell you guys is it's a good movie. That means it's a solid movie. It's a very solid movie. Most people get a little bit confused with the story of the movie. That's because it has a lot of information in it. Now, what I really want to tell you guys is this. Batman v Superman is a movie that I advise you very highly to go and see. If you are one of those people who didn't see the movie and you haven't seen it and you're wondering whether to see it or not, my advice to you is to go see it. I'll tell you why. Because there are issues in that movie which will lead to discussion by people. People who are thinking, or even if you're confused about the movie, there are things in that movie, when we start to talk about the movie to you, it will make sense and you'll understand. This is not a movie that is necessarily about things only concerning that world and Superman. It has a lot of moral values, and it also has a lot of questions it asks us concerning certain ways how we think. Okay, and so I really want to get to the deeper stuff about this movie. I want you guys to get involved in the discussion, but it'll be all spoiler talk if you haven't seen the movie. So it's very important for you to go see the movie. Whether you like it or you dislike it, go see that movie, because I really want to start off a whole set of talks, and it should start off a whole set of discussion about how we view each other, even in this election year, how we should view things to some degree, how we should be, or attitude in this election year as well. And it also talks about partisanship and tribalism. I don't want to go into too much more. I just want to say, to join the discussion, you need to go see the movie. It's not just about whether it's a good or bad movie. This movie's beyond that. It covers some very big themes. That's why I love the movie. Go see it, all right? This is something like The Matrix. You need to go see it. The problem with it is the critics didn't understand this movie, and that's why they gave it what they gave it. I get it. And all the people who usually are trying to crap on this movie, call it a mess, etc., it's because they just didn't follow it, okay? So what I want you guys to do, this movie has very small amounts of plot holes. It really doesn't have a lot of plot holes. It's just that people, they're not used to necessarily connecting things. This is like a good old labyrinth movie. This is a movie like a puzzle. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, and you have to put it together. So go ahead and enjoy it. It's not as difficult to follow as people make it out to be. You get used to it in a very quick point of time. Some people feel that the development of the movie wasn't developed properly, but actually it was developed just fine. It's just they couldn't follow these more adult themes that this movie presented. It presented it mostly to adults. Kids wouldn't grasp these things. Adults will. So, again, there's a lot I want to talk about based on this movie, and I'm going to start dropping on spoilers nonstop. This is the second week of the movie. You guys should have seen it already. If you haven't seen it already, go see it. If you've seen it already and you still don't fully understand it, go see it again. All right? It only costs $40 where I live in my country. In your country, it probably costs you a little less. Or if it costs you $40 to go see it, probably you're seeing it in IMAX. Then, if you don't have the money for that, you wait for Blu-ray, or you could go have a second viewing of it. Now, I know money is precious in this economy and in these times, so I'm not going to ask somebody to stretch their wallet beyond what they can. But I think this movie covers so much virtues that I would advise you to go see it, and go see it as soon as possible. All right, if you haven't gone and seen this movie and you want to go and see Civil War, save up your money for Civil War, but make sure you get your butt in that cinema and go and watch this movie. This movie is going to have themes, I think, much greater than Civil War has themes. This is a comic book movie that covers our world, and it covers things that relate to our world, and it gives you a hypothetical situation if Superman was to exist in our world. So just think about that. You guys have a great one.